Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this conference put together by the AgriFood Training Partnership, looking at our industrial strategy here in the UK. My name's Colin. I chair the Executive Board of the AgriFood Training Partnership, and my welcome is extended from the board and indeed from the staff of the universities involved in our training partnership, and you'll hear more about that later on from our director, Carol Wagstaff. Having been in this sector for many, many years, I've probably never known a period when it's not exciting times for the agri-food industry. And certainly we are in a current period of exciting times for various reasons. But I think the real excitement is very much around the fact that we now have a UK industrial strategy. And attached to that, we have an environmental plan. And I think more importantly, you'll hear more from our keynote speaker, Ian Ferguson. We have our Food and Drink Sector Council. So the agri-food industry certainly has a central role in thinking about the implementation of the strategy. Then, of course, at the end of last year, we had the Future of Skills and Lifelong Learning report from the Office of Science as well. So I think the activities we have in our training partnership are very relevant to all of those things that I've just mentioned. And of course, the thrust of the industrial strategy is around the four grand challenges of artificial intelligence and the data economy, around clean growth, around mobility and the aging society. And of course, innovations and skills are key to all of those areas. And I think it's often said that the pace of change will never be slower than it is today. And I'm sure that is actually true in many of the areas that we're going to hear about. And I think that says to us that the status quo in terms of the technologies that we use, the way we use them, the skills needed to implement them in the future, the status quo is not a viable option. So change is inevitable. And one of the reasons that I personally got involved in the AgriFood Training Partnership is that a partnership between 6 universities and about to become 7 universities is a new approach to upskilling the agri-food sector in terms of the courses, the skills, the expertise that's offered across these academic organisations. They're working in partnership to support future innovation and skills in the agri-food sector. And hopefully you'll agree that we've got a programme this afternoon that really should give us a very good insight into people's current perspectives of the important areas in relation to the industrial strategy. And we're delighted, of course, to have Ian Ferguson with us, who co-chairs the Food and Drink Sector Council, and get Ian's personal and group's perspective on what's happening within the Food and Drink Sector Council. We should also hear from specialists, from industrialists, from academics in each of in the topics that relate to the industrial strategy, and hopefully that will give us some insight about the future challenges, but more importantly, the future opportunities that we've got both in industry and academia to respond to the policies that are being developed within the UK government. We shall also hear from one of our students from the partnership about his experiences. As I say, Carol Wagstaff, our director, will also provide some perspective on the training partnership in relation to the industrial strategy. Now, I have the privilege of chairing this afternoon. I don't propose to read out all the excellent biographies of all of our first-class speakers. They're in the programme for you to read. I would prefer for the time to be used to hear from the speakers and to have discussion about what they say.